Awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, we've got a few people watching. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to day one of the Soulful Speaker Series. I'm so glad that everybody has made it online to watch live today. I know a lot of you will be watching later, and some of you have purchased the recording as well. So I think we're just going to get started now because there's a few of you here, and yeah, some of you may jump on kind of as we start going. So I first of all just want to thank you all so much for joining me for this exciting event. Hi Lisa, thanks for joining from Ireland. Who else is here? Maybe write your name in the comments so I can see who's joining us. I think I know there's people from all around the world, so we're all kind of in different time zones, which is a little bit of fun. But again, thank you so much for joining me. If you don't know me, a lot of you know who I am already, but my name is Megan. I'm the creator of Clouds and Dirt. I'm also a mother. I run a business, and I'm a woman like a lot of you are here. I've sipped the spiritual Kool-Aid, if you will, and it's something that I am seeking more of in my life. A lot of you may be the same. You may kind of understand consciousness and spirituality and manifestation and all of these things, but have trouble kind of connecting with people in your real life about these topics. So that's kind of why Clouds and Dirt was born. We do now have a community of several hundred women and over 60 contributors who kind of write and share with us on the topics of consciousness and spirituality. So they may be coaches or light workers or healers, and they're kind of sharing their wisdom with us, but applying it to like a modern day context, because we don't have a lot of time to just sit around and meditate all day. We've got stuff to do. So being more spiritual and more aligned in our everyday life is something that I'm committed to, and I'm assuming you're committed to it too, because that is why you are here. South Africa, cool. Thank you for joining us, Katya. And Emily, hello. Jenny from Canada. We're in Canada too. We're actually on the west coast of Canada, so Pacific time zone. I know there's a few Australians that are going to be here as well. So I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Soulful Speaker Series. It was pretty much born with the intention to create an experience to bring more people together to talk about the topics of alignment and spirituality. I see in the future lots more events where we can come together and kind of share this wisdom together. I plan on doing 3 more speaker series this year, but the first one is all about alignment, and I think this is just a really great place to start. We all probably hear about alignment, but what does it really mean, and can we be in alignment when we've got our relationships kind of that aren't satisfying us, or can we be in alignment when we are in debt and we have these money blocks? And I believe that no, like in order to be in alignment, we need to be in alignment in all the different areas of our life. So our finances, our career, our relationships, our health, our soul, our mindset. And that might sound like a lot of work, but it's actually not. It's actually just finding that place of alignment and making decisions from there. So when I decided that the first speaker series was going to be all about alignment, it was a very natural decision to invite our first speaker to talk on the topic of soul alignment. She is one of my soul sisters in real life. I feel lucky enough to actually have her like in my community here, so I get a lot of FaceTime, and every time I connect with this woman, my vibration rises. I feel so centered, and she truly is like a soul guru. So I am very excited for her to share with you today. So I'm going to introduce her now. Her name is Ann Marie Mckenzie. She's a transformational guide and experiential educator, and she helps women create goals with soul. And she's talking to you all about soul alignment today. So I'm going to sit back. Make sure if you have any questions or any like aha moments to write them in the comments, and I'm going to read the questions to Ann Marie at the end, and she will answer them. But let's just keep it kind of as fun and as high vibe and engaging as possible. And yeah, I'm just going to sit back now and soak this all in with the rest of you. So I'll hand it over to you, Ann Marie.
Thanks, Megan. And thank you everybody else who's here and joining me today. I just want to express my gratitude to you for being here and for allowing me to be your transformation guide today. And of course to Megan for this beautiful opportunity. So again, I'm Ann Marie Mckenzie. I'm a transformation guide, master desire map facilitator. I'm an experiential educator. So I teach from what I know, I teach through experience. And today I'm honored and blessed to talk to you about the soul and as it relates to alignment and what this all means. So before I dive in, I just want to invite everybody to take a moment to be here now. And I think this is for myself as well, because I can feel all of you. I can feel the energy and I'm vibing a little bit high. So I just want to invite you to, if you feel comfortable, close your eyes. And if you're a little bit tired, maybe because of the time change, I know we had that in Canada, maybe place your palms face up on your lap. And if you feel like you need to be a little bit more grounded, then just put your hands flat on your legs. And then roll those shoulders up and to your ears and then back down. And take a nice deep breath into your heart. And hold it there and exhale. And again, let's breathe in together. Into your heart space. Hold a nice big exhale. And one more time together. Drop into your heart and hold it there. And exhale. There isn't anywhere for you to be other than the here and the now. So our soul, this is one of my absolute favorite things to talk about. Before we began this broadcast, I said to Megan, when she was expressing gratitude to me for doing this, I said, I've been preparing for this for many lifetimes. So what is the soul? I think we should start with that first. These are my own personal belief systems. So I just want to share that some of this may resonate with you and some of it may not. Take what works and just let go of the rest. So the soul to me is an energy body that we can't exist. A lot of us hear the term mind, body, and soul. And we know how to connect with the mind and we know how to connect with the body, but many of us have challenges and difficulties connecting with our soul. Other terms that we can use for it is spirit. Our soul is the essence of who we are. It is our highest, most authentic version of ourselves. And it is something that has existed long before here today in this body and will continue to exist long after this body ceased to exist. It is also our energy body that's connected to our emotions. So even though it's unseen, it's very much a part of us in several different ways. And one of my favorite experiments was done by Dr. McDougall, I think it was like in the early 1900s, who wanted to actually prove that the soul existed. And so they did that by working with terminally ill patients, and they weighed them right before their passing. And then they weighed them immediately after, and they were able to discover that the soul actually weighs 21 grams. How incredible is that? For me, I've had a personal experience. I became a spiritual person in my early teens, but I did question a lot about spirituality, about God, about the universe, and I had my doubts. It wasn't until 2014 when my mother was diagnosed with cancer, and I was blessed. I know this might sound strange to some of you, but I was blessed to be able to be there with her as she transitioned from this body and her soul transitioned into another world, that I was there with her for that. And so that removed any and all doubts that I ever had about whether a soul actually exists and if it carries on and exists after us, because being in that room with her, there's no denying it for me now. She continued to exist. I could feel her presence, and I am fortunate to be able to have the opportunity to still connect with her soul, even though she's been long past. Our soul is really why we are here. we chose to incarnate in this lifetime to enter into this physical body to fulfill a contract for our own spiritual evolution. So we sort of co-conspired and co-created with the universe and made these plans with the universe that we were going to show up and we were going to be here in this body with this mind, and that our soul was going to do this particular work in order to evolve for our own personal evolution and for the evolution of humanity. One thing that kind of makes me laugh, it frustrates me a little bit, is that through this collaboration with the cosmos, what the universe has done is planted these hidden gems and these hidden treasures within us. And it's our job, it's our goal with More Soul to discover all of these hidden treasures, these unique gifts, these unique talents that we have within ourselves in order to fulfill this soul contract. So we are all ultimately here to become the highest, most authentic version of ourselves in this lifetime. We are here to determine what our purpose is and what we are passionate about, and to fulfill this life with this soul with more intention. Our soul is also the exact same frequency, because our soul is energy, as I said before. Our soul is vibrating on that exact same energy as love. And so to simplify it, if a lot of you are really confused or you're unsure of what your passion is or what your purpose is or your intention in this life, we are vibrating, our soul is vibrating on that same frequency of love. So I would argue that all of us are here to just get connected to that frequency and that vibration of love, whatever that looks like. And it's going to be very different for all of us. The universe is very dichotomous. In order for us to understand what it means to be in this body, our soul to be in this body in this life, we have to live in this dichotomous world. And what that means is, for our soul and being in alignment with it, is that we actually truly, we have to figure out who we are not before we figure out who it is that we truly are. So it gets really messy for some of us. We have had challenges in our life. We have experienced traumas. We have experienced heartache. We've experienced loss. And all of these things are actually spiritual assignments for our soul to evolve. And that can be very challenging for a lot of us to accept and understand. But the quicker that we do, that we embrace that we are always figuring out who we are not, and that gets us closer to figuring out who we are, which is how we get into alignment with our soul, then the easier it is that we become. To build a relationship with our soul as a Master Desire Map facilitator, it is 100% all about a holistic, feelings-based approach to living our life. And the Desire Map, what it does for us is helps build our emotional intelligence. So our soul is an emotional energy body. And so the higher our emotional intelligence, the more we understand our feelings, the better we're able to communicate our feelings, to express our feelings in healthy ways. We can deeply, more authentically connect with other people, and then we can show up with more compassion and more kindness and more love in our life. And so can carry on building this relationship with our soul, because we have to have all three, mind, body, soul, in connection in order to live our best life. We have to make a conscious choice to stay present in each and every moment. That's how we connect with our feelings and begin to understand them and acknowledge the gifts that we are receiving in every single moment. We are in so much abundance, no matter where we're living in the world. We always have these beautiful gifts that are being given to us, that are being shown to us. And when we are able to connect with gratitude, like deeply and truly connect with gratitude and being thankful for what it is that we are being given, because everything is an opportunity for our soul to grow and evolve, then the better relationship that we are going to have with our soul. The desire map, for me, I really dove into the process right before I was losing my mom, and especially after I lost my mom. It guided me to evaluate all areas of my life and question what's not working. If we don't admit what isn't working in our life, then we can't possibly change it. And if we're not willing to change anything, like that's probably the definition of insanity. I think that's what Einstein taught us, is that we just keep spinning our wheels, and we are going to become unhappy if we do that. Our soul is constantly wanting to grow and evolve and move forward. So we have to recognize what's not working, and most importantly, dive into how that's making us feel. So connect it to what it is that our soul's telling us. What are those whispers that your soul is telling you? Sometimes we really know, but it's our ego, our mind, that takes over. Our ego is there to keep us safe and helps us survive. But that keeps us also playing small, and our spirit and our soul wants to expand and wants to grow big. And in order to do that, we have to say to the ego sometimes, okay, you're sitting in the back seat now, soul, spirit, she's going to be holding on to that steering wheel, and she's going to be in charge now. So recognizing what's not working, how that's making us feel. And then also, as I said before, looking at what you're truly grateful for in every area of your life. The gratitude is what allows us to expand. What we focus on is what expands. And again, diving deep into how all of that makes you feel. And through that, we come up with this giant list of positive feelings, of ways that we want to feel. And then we narrow it down into a list of core desired feelings. And for me, these core desired feelings are that guidance system. They are the GPS. They are the compass for my soul that keeps me in alignment. It's all about how we want to feel, because feelings and emotions are the language of the universe, and therefore they're the language of the soul. So in order for us to remain in alignment with our soul, we have to understand that language, and we do so through our emotional intelligence, through our emotions and our feelings. But most of us, I know what you're thinking, most of us are emotionally illiterate, right? We grew up and we were told to put our big girl pants on, like big boys don't cry. And so really what we've done is stuffed and suppressed our emotions. And when we do that, that energy gets stuck in that emotional energy body. And then it can have this negative ripple effect, and it can show up as physical ailments in our body and in our mind. So when I said we have to figure out who it is that we are not in order to figure out who it is that we truly are, it works the same way. When we are unhappy, when we are depressed, when we are stressed out, when we feel like the weight of the world is on our shoulders, this is a sign from the universe letting you know that you are out of alignment with your soul, and it's time to shift and refocus on how it is that you want to feel and move forward in a positive direction. So for myself, my core desired feelings that I'm working on this year are this, and I use them as I am statements, and I've shifted them into mantras because that's what works for me, and that's what helps keep my soul in alignment. So they are this: I am fierce faith. I am cosmic love. I am wild and free. I am luminously rooted in abundance. I am the embodiment of the divine feminine and the divine masculine. I am deep, authentic, creative connections, and I am kind of a big deal. And so it is. And so each day I begin building a relationship with my soul by stating my mantras and meditating on my core desired feelings. And on a daily and on a weekly and on a monthly and on a seasonal and on a yearly basis, I keep checking back in with my soul to ask her, is this how you want to feel? How do I want to feel? What choices am I going to make right here, right now, today, in order to feel those things? And also I recognize that the universe, like, we get what we give. And so how am I going to share this with the world? How do I make somebody else feel cosmic love in this moment? How do I gift somebody the opportunity to feel wild and free or luminously rooted in abundance? When I'm working, particularly through my business, I really focus on deep, authentic, creative connections. And so that was the mantra and the meditation that I did, that in cosmic love, before I connected with each of you here today. And so when you come from that place, you come from that place of love, and you come from that place of knowing how you want to feel and sending that out into the universe, then you're speaking its language. And then the universe can hear you and say, all right, Ann Marie, and then send that back. When I was a young girl and I experienced all of the traumas and challenges in my life, I remember constantly saying, I don't want to feel like this anymore. I would be dropped down to my knees, praying, begging for a different life, to feel differently. But I was always saying how I don't want to feel. I don't want to be stressed. I don't want my heart to hurt anymore. I don't want to feel like I'm abandoned. And all the universe would hear is heartbreak, abandonment, stress, depression, anxiety. And so that's what was rippling back at me. How I've shifted that is coming from that positive place. So coming from a place of knowing how it is that I want to feel. And like I said, making choices and living my life through those core desired feelings. Before I jump into questions, I want to share with you one of my affirmations that I say every single day that connects me to cosmic love. That's something that Megan and I can share with you after. That's just an absolute beautiful devotion by Danielle Laporte. She's my mentor and the author and creator of the Desire Map. It's all about the cosmic love. So our soul is vibrating on that same frequency of love. So this is a beautiful devotion and affirmation poem for you to say every single day to help you connect with your soul and be in more alignment. So if you feel called to, you can use this as a meditation. So you're welcome to close your eyes if it's comforting, and take a nice deep breath and just really connect and drop into your heart. Show me how to love myself. Show me how to love myself truly and entirely. Show me how to eat, sleep, and move my body for nourishment, restoration, and celebration. Show me how to embody everything that is my joy. Face me toward my soul, my innocence, my beauty, my strength, and my gifts. Show me what I knew before I took on the veils of human form. Show me who I am with no attachments and who I am fulfilled. Rinse comparison from my psyche, lift my gaze to my higher self. On the dark days, just remind me that I am a good person and that I was chosen to be here. Please affirm that I am valued regardless of my productivity or my past. Help me notice how my loving shows up in everyday doings. Help me see how I make a positive difference to the atmosphere of life itself. Show me how to revel in my divine qualities and to give them generously to the world. Support me to make empowered choices that are best for my body, mind, and spirit. Help me integrate the parts of myself that I've abandoned so that I move forward fuller and wise. There is a formula for forgiveness. Help me mix it and drink it. First, bringing the cup to my own lips to loosen and wash away what I've held against myself. Help me shift my relationship to deserving so that I tend to my needs with incredible sweetness. Guide me to knowing my magnificence, that I will transform self-doubt into courage, denial into resolve, brittleness into fluidity, criticism into adoration, proving into honoring, striving into trusting, constriction into allowing, and harshness into an embrace that is greater than time. May all be so blessed, and so it is. If you use that as a meditation, I invite you to come back into the space and take another nice deep breath into your heart. Wasn't that beautiful? That was from my heart and soul to yours. It is 25 after, so I'll invite Megan back. We have about 10 minutes left together, and Megan can share with me any questions that you guys have.
Wow. Hello.
Hi.
I feel very relaxed after that meditation. That was
Good.
really beautiful,
Isn't
beautiful
it?
words, beautiful sentiment. Yeah, so maybe what we can do, I don't know, you have that obviously written, maybe we can copy and paste that into the comments, and
Absolutely.
people can,
Mm-hmm.
read it and rehearse it and practice it as they'd like.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with us.
You're welcome.
Do we have any questions? If anyone has any questions about what Ann Marie, just the wisdom she just shared with us, please type them below. I do want to share myself, like after meeting you, I've gone through and I've developed my own core desired feelings, and just the practice of really intentionally connecting with those feelings every day has been so powerful. I found kind of without those feelings, which really anchor me, I can really get distracted by like the events of my day.
Mm-hmm.
So now, actually, I'll show you guys this journal that Ann Marie has. I use Ann Marie's Desire Map journal. So I've gone through the process of like identifying how I want to feel, and then I've created in this planner like goals with soul, and every day I create my day based on how I want to feel. And my core desired feelings, I will share them. They're not in such eloquent affirmation statements as yours, but mine are present, playful, ease, appreciative, and prosperity. So
I
that's
love
kind of
them.
what I use to guide my day.
And isn't it incredible too when I know you do this because we've done it together before, like coffee talks, where like when you are out of alignment, how we can just shift ourselves immediately by remembering how it is we want to feel, right? Like it's such a powerful question that we overlook all the time. How do you want to feel? And by ignoring that, by ignoring our feelings, we're actually ignoring our soul and ignoring our spirit.
Yeah. It's a really powerful tool. And actually, one question I have for you about that is, like, how do you ensure that you have the conscious awareness throughout the day to know to use your core desired feelings? Do you have days where you're just completely like going through those steps, and then, how do you make the switch to have the presence and the consciousness to then align with your feelings?
Well, I first would like to admit that I'm human just like everybody else. And even though I'm a master desire map facilitator and I've been doing this for like over 5 years, I was one of the first facilitators, that I still have moments where I don't feel how I want to feel and where I'm out of alignment, and I haven't been honoring my core desired feelings. But in order to stay within that vibration, it really is about building a better, first choosing to consciously be aware that we are out of alignment. So admitting it, recognizing that it's not working. Also by choosing that to build our emotional intelligence. A lot of us ignore that aspect of ourselves. We ignore spirituality, we ignore our soul, we ignore how it is that we want to feel because it's scary. And it generates a lot of fear, and we don't know what to do, and it gets really messy. And when you start sharing your feelings with people and speaking your highest, authentic truth to people, it can trigger others. You're waiting for their reaction. And so it's about having that courage to stay true to yourself, to hear those whispers, to create those daily habits and rituals. So for myself, it's stating my core desired feelings every single morning. I write them down every single morning. I practice gratitude every single morning, mantras, mudras, meditation. Getting out into nature is one of the easiest way to connect to our soul. And then in terms of being out of alignment, like throughout the day, it's always about bringing it back to how we want to feel. So for myself, it's when I get triggered and one of those negative emotions pop up, or I want to react in a way that's not the best version of myself, that's when I know I'm out of alignment. And it simply is taking a deep breath, connecting to my heart, remembering that I am love, I am cosmic love, and I have a lot to give, and recognizing that I have that choice, just like you do, in every single moment to be an expression of that. And what does that look like? And if we, if we are reacting in ways and we're acting in ways that, are out of alignment, to just forgive ourselves for that, to be okay with it, to infuse more compassion and love and forgiveness for ourselves. It all starts from within and all starts from us. That is how our soul evolves, and that's how we help raise the vibration of all of humanity.
I think that last point you said is so important. Like when I first started learning about alignment and core desired feelings, and I would find myself out of alignment, I would really get down on myself and why is this so hard? And it's like this meta emotion, like I'm aware of my emotional state, and then I have a negative emotion towards that. And I feel like you said, just having compassion and self-love, we are human beings, right? We're so we need to appreciate that we're going to be out of alignment, and that is completely normal.
Yeah.
And as long as we are giving ourselves a hard time for that, the more out of alignment we're going to get, really. So just having the self-love, the self-compassion, we're human, and just it's part of the process. But the more intentional we can be about our alignment, the better.
For myself, I've finally gotten to a point, I will admit I was a very angry person for a lot of my life, and I held a lot of resentment and bitterness. And now when those negative emotions come up, I'm actually extremely grateful for them, because they are the GPS, they are the compass for my soul. So it's just showing me, because I have that awareness now, that I have a great relationship with my soul and the universe is just guiding me in a different direction. And so I give thanks for it, and then shift it over into the direction that I want it to go in, which is more in alignment with my soul. Yeah.
It's the contrast that provides the clarity, or to get
the dichotomy
clear, as I know what
exactly.
you say. So.
Yeah.
So true. So we've got a few people on with us still. Does anyone have any questions, or did anything kind of hit home with you with regards to Annie's talk today? I'd love to kind of know what resonated the most for all of you. One thing that I really liked, I forget how you worded it, but just the present moment, the gifts are all in the present moment, right? If we can consistently be conscious and stay in the present moment, then everything that we seek, everything we desire, the divine breadcrumbs, I think you've worded it like that before, get presented to us. And that really hit home to me, that
a lot of our ailments, especially as they relate to our mind and our body, they are diseases of time. It's about our body is in dis-ease, and it's because we're not in the present moment. When you really examine stress and anxiety and depression, really they are all diseases of time, because we're not in the present moment. We're reflecting on the past, and we're living in the past. Or the anxiety pops up because we're worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow, right? The stress. And so just by infusing the consciousness and the awareness into the here and now, then we're able to eliminate a lot of those diseases. Yeah.
I'm just looking at the comments now. They weren't showing up on my phone, and there's actually a lot of them.
Okay, good.
On my computer. Sorry, guys. All right, Audrey, we'll start with you. So more of just a comment that you love the affirmation from Danielle, and you've done the desire map. Yes, amazing.
Soul sister.
Tammy, it's just always amazing how, if you're paying attention, what you how what you need appears.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Like often we're just so unconscious and we can't see it, but when we pay attention and we're aware, it's usually a pretty obvious, even if it's more of a feeling, like it's a pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're always being given divine breadcrumbs. Always.
Yeah. Casey, you love the reminder that we are cosmic love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I like how you added there, Casey, that we can always access it for guidance because we are it.
Yeah. We have everything we need within us. Everything.
Yeah. Okay, Lisa has a question, Anne Marie. I always get this unease about certain feelings, like a gut instinct kind of stuff. Is that her soul pushing her?
Thank you for that question. What's her name again?
Lisa.
Lisa. Thank you, Lisa. You just brought up one of the most important points. Yes, our gut, our intuition, particularly as women, that our feelings, that is 100% our intuition. And so when I guide people through the Desire Map process and other workshops, this is strength training for our intuition. This is spiritual fitness. And so as females, our intuition sits in our womb. And so, yes, when we get that gut feeling, when we get those pangs in our tummy, that is our intuition. And those feelings are popping up. That's your GPS and your compass for your soul guiding you. And sometimes it's not always going to be clear. It gets confusing. It can definitely get confusing. Give it patience and give it time and sit with it. Get outside and connect with nature if possible, or simply sit in meditation or sit in prayer and ask your spirit guides. We have soul guides out there. They're just dying for us to ask for help. Ask for that inner guidance, ask for that inner clarity, and be very specific. The more specific we are with the universe, then the more likely it is that we'll receive what it is that we're asking for. Yeah. Good question. Thanks, Lisa.
And we've got another question from another Lisa. Would you say gratitude is the first part to getting aligned?
Yes. Absolutely. Yes. There are so many things that when we are unconscious and we're just, doing the day-to-day, running on the hamster wheel, that we'll catch ourselves complaining about the smallest things, and we can complain on repeat and kind of chase our own tail. And you can easily shift that back with gratitude. So something as simple as, I hate doing the dishes, right? Like that's such a negative, icky statement. But when you really think about it, you have dishes because you had food, and you had food that nourished your body. And by nourishing your body and taking care of it, you are taking care of this vessel that your soul has incarnated in this lifetime to do the work that we've set out to do in this contract. And so can you see how I've immediately shifted this chore that nobody likes doing dishes, but into something beautiful and powerful by being grateful for these dishes because of, and I made it specific, right? I'm grateful for these dishes because of the food that was on these plates, because of the people that I was able to share this food with, because of the nourishment for my body, my mind, and my soul, and taking care of this vessel so that way my soul can become its highest, most authentic version of itself. And that was authentic in what it is that I said. Yeah. So gratitude is an easy, great place to start.
And I love how you can't feel gratitude and fear at the same time. No. It kind of trumps all other emotions. So, and as you said, there's always a time and a place. You can always be grateful for something. So it's a great way to just banish all negative emotions. Okay, so Patty asked a question. When you started out focusing on the feelings you wanted to feel daily, how did you remember daily to focus and take the action to get that feeling and not get stepped away? I think that's kind of the same question I asked. I think you actually wrote that before.
Yeah, I use just like Megan, I lived my life through the Desire Map. I mean, that's how I became a Master Desire Map facilitator and coach other facilitators and live my life through this vicariously. And so I utilize the tools that are available to me. So the Desire Map Planner is just this beautiful book where it helps me keep my soul on the agenda. So every day an opportunity to write down my core desired feelings. I have goals with soul that I focus on in all areas of my life. So in the desire map, we split life up into 5 different life areas. So it helps us ensure that, not only are we, generating more joy and abundance and ease in our life, but that we're doing it in all areas of our life. Megan mentioned this at the beginning of our talk, and that's why she has 5 different speakers and 5 different topics, because we're all talking about a different area of our life. And so the Desire Map Planner, for me, keeps those core desired feelings front and center, keeps the goals with soul front and center, but then also reminds me to tap into all areas of my life, because it's very easy for me as a recovering A-type to sit in one life area of my business. Like, I love what it is that I do, especially now that I'm in alignment with my passion and my purpose, and I have intentions, and they're, phenomenal. I know how I want to feel, but if I don't have amazing relationships in my life, I'm not going to feel that ultimate joy or happiness. If I'm not moving my body on a regular basis, or if I'm not, stating my affirmations, or if I'm not learning on a regular basis, then I'm going to keep out of alignment. And so I utilize the tools that are available to me. And one of those number one things is that Desire Map Planner.
Awesome. All right, Anne Marie, we might leave it there. We've gone over time, which we knew we would, but we'll let everybody get back to their days. I just want to send you like a heartfelt thanks for being part of this. This is the first speaker series, and I'm just glad that you agreed to share this experience with us all, and and teach us about what it means to live in alignment with our soul. So
thank you
so much, and I hope it sounds like everybody got a lot out of it. Continue to comment if you have any questions. Anne Marie, you can maybe address them in the feed later today, and we'll add that meditation in there as well. And we'll see you all tomorrow for alignment in relationships.
Yeah. And everyone can stay connected with me by going to annmariemckenzie.com. I work with people one-on-one. I do private groups for heart-centered female entrepreneurs, or just getting a group of your besties together to guide you through the Desire Map process, or coming up in Squamish in April, I have Emotional Rescue, which is practical tools for emotional intelligence. So we'll work with essential oils, crystals, mantras, mudras, reflections, deep, authentic, creative discussions to build up our emotional intelligence. Yeah.
Awesome. And can you link to those also in the comments so people can just click on the links and find you your upcoming stuff?
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Megan. And thank you to everybody for being here today. So much love and light from my soul to yours.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.